All right, good morning, everybody. Cowboy here, and we are live. It is 8:30 a.m. EST, and shit, I forgot to share the screen before we started. I'm trying to do that before we start. That way we don't look so non-screeny. I don't know if there was like a word for that. Yeah, cool. All right, well, if you are watching, go ahead and say hello in the chat. If you have charts that you want to see, ask for them. I'm going to start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin did have a fake out breakout. So we saw a breakout. This was, let's see here. The breakout happened last Thursday. And then price rose up a little higher than resistance here, which the prior resistance was sitting right at 65,000 basically, and rose up to 6680, so almost got to 67 and then got rejected. So a little fake out breakout back into this kind of high time frame consolidation. Not a terribly clean one, but there is a fair amount of price action in here. So of course, we do have resistance up at 70,180, and once price breaks above there, I will be medium bullish, right? So price being above 66,000 now, I'm mildly bullish at this point, and I'm flat below that. And that's just my general sentiment. So it doesn't really mean a whole lot. What really matters is where price is, where price goes, and what the algos say. So price action first, price action structure, things like that. And then the algos give us the clues. Now, if I were to guess what was going to happen next, let me take a look at the algos. I can tell you high time frame things are relatively bullish. They're bullish up against resistance, and they could pop up at any time. But it's kind of a sort of a delicate time, really, in cryptocurrency. But just taking a look at things, there's a pretty good chance we're going to see price pop up in the next few weeks. A lot of it is based on history of this time of year, the fact that we're in the middle of a typical bull market. This has been a little bit different than some other bull markets because we saw an all-time high prior to the halving. And we've talked about this so many times, I'm not going to go over it in great detail. But what I can tell you is that we do have some liquidity above price. We also have a Guerilla in the room. What's up, dude?
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Doing good. Just talk about where price is, Bitcoin, stuff like that. Bitcoin did, kind of take a dive down, and it touched, not a big dive down, but it touched 60,100, which is pretty much, it's been an important number going back to last spring, right? 60,100 was a pivot point, and price was hanging out above that. It would always bounce on that number up until about July, and then we started to see some dives down for high time frame liquidity. In the meantime, what we have now is a support that I did call out. This line that is here, I pretty much drew that line a few days ago, almost exactly right there. I moved it a little bit yesterday, but due to the price action, if you went back in time before this move down, what we had was a move up and a pullback. And usually on moves up that have pullbacks in them, you get this area that what my mentor called a kill zone, and that's a pretty tough terminology to use, only because that also has other meaning in trading. So I don't like to use that term because other traders use it to mean certain times of day. But long story short, price bounced right off of that. At least it stopped right there. Now it could go deeper into that before it turns around, but it might not. It might just hang out here and head up. I could tell you at the moment, and let me code this different colors so don't confuse it with liquidity boxes. Because these two yellow boxes right now, I just pulled the liquidity off of the Kingfisher. So right now, a lot of people are short, and a fair amount, like a good number of people are short, and their liquidations are right up here, and what they're 62,700 all the way up to 63,450, and then again 65,680 up to 66,680. Yeah, no, sorry about that. Let's re-say that. 65,680 up to 66,180. So just a couple of little swaths of liquidations. Price will want to go there if things become bullish, and they have not yet. Looking at the algos, so for the moment, we're going to see probably, at least for a day or two, and again, this is just an estimate. It might not happen this way, but if I had to guess what would happen with the algos, for a day or two, price is going to hang out in this area and sort of bounce around, and then it's either going to make a decision. It's going to be a decision, excuse me, a decision to go down, possibly to about 57,600, or it might go up to grab this liquidity if price could get bullish enough. So this is the look that we have right now. And again, if price breaks 63,000, then there's a decent chance it's going to run up and grab this liquidity up here at 65,066 and possibly break this high, or at least knock its head on this high around 67 or 68,000. So that's the look we have on Bitcoin. V, before we go to the private group, there is time yet left. Is there any chart that you want to see?
No, let's get into private, man.
Oh, we got a few minutes yet left before private. So what I'll do is run over to the what do you call it? The indexes, the equity indexes. We are seeing a pullback, and talking again about those kill zones and some of the old price action. I've got a couple of gaps that these might want to get filled, right? So the price gapped up pretty significantly here between 56.40, and this is on the ES one, the E mini. So this is like SP 500 futures, and to 56.70. So in this area, price may want to come back down and grab that. And this move down, I think a lot of what's going on right now is the narrative. Okay, Valier wants to see oil. Valier, we'll do oil in the private now that we see this request, because Valgirl's a Algo Factory member. So long story short, there's this whole port strike thing, and we think this is staged so that Kamala can come in and with her brilliant mind negotiate the strike and put an end to this what is usually an extremely complex thing that takes teams of people to fix. We think Kamala, with her huge mentality and intellect, will be able to come in and her negotiation skills and fix it all. And that's what we think it is. At least that's what I think it is. In the meantime, the market is a little concerned, because if there really is a strike, and that strike is in earnest, and shutting down the ports is really going to screw a lot of things up, because we don't make anything in America anymore. We import like everything. So food, products, you name it, all comes in. And if we don't have those things, our businesses are literally going to like fall apart. So I think that's part of the reason we're seeing this, and it might just be staged to look good for Kamala. It might be staged to also pull the market back and give people a chance to get in and buy the dip. Whatever reason, it might be in earnest. We might be really seeing a strike. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not real, but I'm saying there's a chance it's not real. So in this market, maybe pull back to this gap. This is on a daily chart just for a few days. So as long as everything continues in that vein, we might see that move down, and that's what I'm expecting. So, all right, V, the Guerilla, sir, can you please get us over to the private live lab?
Yeah, listen, guys, don't sit on the sidelines wondering if this is for you. Join us, algofactory.tech, and learn how you can fire your boss and have a better quality of life for yourself. That being said, Cowboy, take us away.